Well, welcome to My Psychic Connection. I'm your host, Journey Ryan. How's everybody doing out there tonight? I hope everybody is ready for the dream interpretations. I was telling everybody to get those dreams ready, and hopefully you guys have started those dream journals we talked about last week, as everybody got to see my phone book of a dream journal and the 7 others that go with it. And, it's pretty fun. I love the... writing the stuff down, but there's also the electronic one where you can just talk to it and it writes everything that you're talking about down, and it's really cool. And that way you can actually hear how enthusiastic you are about the dream, because I know sometimes when I'm writing it down, I can feel the enthusiasm, and you read it back and you're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I wonder what everything means. And you kind of, research it and look at it. But then when you hear yourself tell it back to you, way different. And you can hear if there's a certain thing that happened that was very emotional, you can hear that in your voice. And, even if you take like a video blogs do that too. So.
Yeah, I think it allows to animate the dream. And these things allow maybe a clearer recall. So I'm all for it. Perhaps my generation, I still have my pen and paper.
Nice.
But yes, thank you very much. Okay.
Pick it up, Holly. I know you got it.
Mine's on the shelf. And then the other one's in my bedroom. I did not bring it, but I do want to say something about the video vlogs and dreams. I think that's a lovely idea in theory. However, I am not taking a video of myself sitting in bed in the dark room at 3 o'clock in the morning, because even I don't want to see that. Just saying.
Well, that's what the voice one is for you.
I know that, but anyway, I'm trying to be funny, and you're sitting there looking at me like I'm not funny.
I am being funny. That's why I'm looking at you like I'm not thinking funny.
Hey, y'all, we're here.
I wanted to wait until we were 3 minutes in.
It's 3:30. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. We're good.
I was going to say, I'm so I'm so happy to talk about dreams. I just absolutely love the subject. And, if you have dreams to share, I would ask that you submit a snippet, not the entire dream, but a particular snippet of the dream, and then we can work that. And then I do ask questions, just to get a little bit more of the context of the dream story. So that's all the instructions I have, and then we'll just bring forth the images.
Right, absolutely. So you guys hear that. If you're going to talk about or ask a question about a specific dream, make sure to give us a good chunk of the dream so we have a better understanding of where you're coming from. Because like readings, if you don't, I want to know about love life, but you want to know about a specific person, we may not talk about that specific person, and you'll be like, well, that's not what I wanted to know. Well, you didn't give me enough you didn't tell me the direction in which you would like to know something. So it's best to have a little bit more knowledge about what you're asking, because then, we're able to understand that and see that further. So.
Yeah, dreams have a language, and dreams speak in metaphors, similes, symbols, puns. Dreams will speak in puns. For example, I had a ball and I kept dropping it. And so in waking life, are you dropping the ball?
Right.
How is the ball being dropped? So
Right.
it just helps to, get a little bit of the detail, a little bit of the imagery, and then we can play with the puns and the metaphors.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, we got lots of people in here. So, guys, like we just said, make sure you tell us enough of the dream so we can, in order to interpret it for you and tell you what best stands out. Now, remember, within dreams, too, some things that we do fail to remember is certain things that stand out in the room and you didn't understand why it stood out. But sometimes we forget about that object that stands out in the room, like a ball that's extremely orange, but it was the brightest thing in the room, or like a line of ants that were standing out. You could see the trail following it. All these types of things, these little tiny details could be the major part of the interpretation. So, but we got yes, yes, it's me. Hi, how's it going? We got Cassidy. Hey, Cassidy, how's it going?
Hey,
Hi,
Cassidy.
Nina. And Nina's got a dream for us that she wants to talk about.
Woohoo!
All right, and Heavenly Moo's here with us tonight. Hi, Heavenly. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our first dream. Our first dream comes from Nina. I had a dream about a week and a half ago. I was fishing and I was with my brother and had someone else. We were standing on the riverbank and all of a sudden the bush next to me started moving. Then a snake came out of it and it was light brown and yellow with a white patch near its tail. Very detailed on the snake. She said it was like a white patch
By its tail?
by its tail.
Did the snake do anything?
Very, very good question. Was this what? Yeah. The only thing that she says here, it says it came out. Did it leap out? Did it slither out? Did it poke its head out? How did the snake approach you? She said yes.
It leapt out? So did the snake leap out and in an aggressive way, or did it just come out as a hi? How did it come out?
All I remember is it came out and it wasn't chasing us or anything. So it came to meet you.
Okay, and it's brown and yellow. Was it brown and yellow stripes, or was the skin just partially brown and partially yellow?
Good question. Peekaboo, Holly.
Hi.
And she says, she said then it raised its head, and I woke up, and she said it was in patches. The colors were in patches.
Okay. So what I read before was you're fishing in a river with your brother. Was it with my brother and someone else? So there's 3 people. And then this is a sudden movement and it leaped out. So now my question is, if you were the snake, what is the snake feeling?
She says she's petrified of snakes.
Absolutely. That is that's a scary thing. That's a scary image. But what I'm wondering is the snake is showing up and it's patching something. And
it just kind of slithered out.
Okay, so now it's slinking out. I didn't get that it was threatening. What I'm seeing is that it just shows up. So my question would be, if you were the snake, what are you feeling? What is the snake feeling right at that time that it slithers out?
All right. Should know it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-mm. I'm not sure what the no it wasn't was for.
Well, when animals appear in dreams,
It seemed calm.
it seemed calm. Okay. So as you are the snake now, and you're calm. Just kind of imagine, what is the snake? Why did the snake appear in the first place? I mean, what are the conditions? Can you kind of get into the snake's body?
She said me either to what you were saying prior, and then I'm waiting for her to respond now so she can tell us the rest. She says, threatening, laugh out loud, wasn't threatening.
So the snake, so if you were the snake, you're not feeling threatening? Is that what I'm getting?
I'm going to take it as that is what she is saying, but we're waiting for that answer right now.
Well, I can say in general, that the snake is slithering out, and what I'm understanding, it's not threatening. So snake in dreams present some kind of medicine. Snakes also present some kind of healing. As you know, snakes kind of they move like a slithering, you had mentioned. They're on the side. Oh, no, just kind of calm. Maybe it had, okay, but I touched the tail. Okay, so you actually touched the tail, and that's wonderful. So the snake is presenting the tail part, and it's white. So, kind of what I'm feeling.
Tucked, not touched. Tucked on the tail.
You tucked the
tucked.
You tucked the tail and ran?
I'm not sure. She said, "No, I didn't touch it. I tucked my tail and ran." Oh, she tucked her tail.
Oh, okay. Okay. So if you were to stay with the snake, and if you were not to run, what can you imagine would happen?
The patches I keep seeing, to me, when she was talking about the patches on the snake, this is what I keep getting as well, is that the patches are emotion patch. They're like, to me, it feels like an emotional patch.
They're patches, yeah. It's something's being patched.
Mm-hmm.
And again, snakes present healing, or they present, the apple, eating Eve and the apple. I'm familiar with that story, but the snake will present knowledge. You eat from the tree of knowledge, and
Correct.
so, the snake will present something. So there's many ways to go with this.
The question you had before, she said she honestly doesn't know.
If you were to stay with the snake.
And she said, "I dreamed about the snake many times, and I always run."
Oh, absolutely wonderful. So the snake keeps coming back. So yes, snake is very scary. But if we start to rethink what snake is, and snake, sheds its skin, it presents a new body. On the other hand, the negative part of that imagery is snake in the grass. So I'm wondering, in waking life, is there a snake in the grass? Is there someone that shows up and could be a snake in the grass, and so then the thing is to run? I mean, that's kind of the...
She says, I saw it dead. I said a dead one on the road while I was walking one day. I had a panic attack and ran. I don't run.
Okay. So snake is still appearing. And I'm wondering if snake is coming. And yes, different snakes, absolutely. A reoccurring dream of an animal, they will appear in different forms, but it may be the same issue. So I talked one night about, I had a dream of a dog, but I know cat language, I'm more familiar with cat language. So the reoccurring dream came back as a cat. And so sometimes in reoccurring dreams, the message will come back as a snake. It'll be different snakes. It'll be a live one, a dead one, but snake energy keeps coming back. So now I'm wondering, and these are, again, I'm generally speaking, could there be a health issue? Could there be something in waking life that needs to be shed off and something needs to start? Could it be a snake in the grass? So, I'm speaking very generally to save some time. These are the things that I would look at with snake energy. And, the thing about running is if you run, snake is going to come back until you face it, until you face whatever the energy, whatever snake is trying to say. You might even consider, when snake appears again, if you can be lucid enough in your dream and say, snake, you're really scaring me. I don't like it. I feel like running. Why are you here? Ask the snake and then run. And then when snake energy comes back, wait for the answer. So this might be something, like I said, I'm picking up that it is a reoccurring dream. I'm suggesting, to kind of relax and meditate into it, journal about it, and revisit snake energy. When you find out what the message is all about,
So I had a trauma when I was little. I brought it to light. I'm trying to just bury it again because I do not know how to handle it.
So if I may say, then this makes sense. Snake is healing energy. Snake comes from the bushes, comes from something behind, and shows up. So I'm wondering now, is it healing energy? Is it DNA healing energy? Is it shedding off something, revealing something? But what I can say is snake is a wonderful medicine. And maybe snake will teach you how to deal with it, how to deal with past traumas. And of course, past traumas, I mean, dreams will come forth and kind of give you your waking mental state, kind of. Things like this, I would suggest having a mentor, having someone who has wisdom to help you work with snake energy. I hope that resonates. Thank you for bringing that forward.
That was a great, in the dream too, as you were saying, she has a fear of it. So magically in her subconscious mind, she knows to run from it. So she has it in her waking life to avoid snakes. So she's going to do so. And to me, it feels like the emotional attachments are connected to that snake, and she needs to find out what those patches mean. What is the emotional package that she's avoiding?
Yeah, yeah. And again, fear, sadness, trauma will come through a symbol. And in this case, it came through as a snake, which, if I may say, it is a healing symbol. It just takes time to communicate with that medicine. What is it that I need to know? I mean, I wish I could. I wish I could help, with snake energy, but my whole thing too was spiders and big giant animals, very vicious animals. But if I stayed with it and just being completely frightened, but if I stayed with it, it became understandable. So I really hope that helps.
Can I chime in for
Absolutely,
a second?
please.
No?
No. Mute the mic and shut the camera. We're done.
Okay. So, when we're doing the dreams, I write first. So I write what I get first. And so this is what I got. So the snake is more than likely a rat or a garter snake. They are safe snakes, but also they help protect the environment that they're in, because garter snakes eat bugs and spiders and things like that, and rat snakes eat, well, rats. So they help get rid of the vermin around wherever they live, and that's both those snakes are brown with yellow patches, and some of them can have a white mark on their tail or on their underbelly. I found it very, very interesting that you and your brother were fishing. To me, that looks like there's some type of you're looking for some type of resolution or healing from some type of past family trauma, which is you mentioned that just a little while ago. And like Marin said, the snake is trying to get you to heal that trauma. Pushing it down and letting it go and not dealing with it, it's only going to manifest and get worse. And so, like Marin said, with the snake, kind of, you've heard a cat with 9 lives. Snakes regenerate all the time because of that shedding of the skin. And they have a new skin and this is time for you to shed the injured self and embrace the new healed self. That's what I'm getting from this. So I hope that helps.
Nice. Very beautiful and well said.
Thank you. And Ryan is shocked. And
no, Ryan's not shocked. If he was, he would not have you on the show.
Which he thinks about every time I get on with him. He really rethinks it. Anyway.
She would love to have that much attention.
No. Anyway. So I hope it helped, Nina. Okay.
All right, man. We got another question here from Heavenly Moonlight. Heavenly Moonlight says, I had a dream a few nights ago. I saw myself watching myself and the guy I am with making love. So I was wondering what it means for him and me.
When we're observing ourselves, dreams also have parts of ourselves. And so I'm wondering if in waking self, it is that dream-like imagery of pleasure, or is it something like, I would like to have pleasure in my waking life? I mean, that's all that I have on that. Yeah. We have Dreams are parts of ourselves. And if this is someone that you're very fond of, so in waking life, I'm just wondering if there's a desire for pleasure, or if this is such a pleasurable relationship that it's bringing up these pleasurable feelings, physical feelings.
I also got something out of, the watching from afar too, is that there's some insecurities here too that make you see this and make it, does this seem real? Does this seem like this is my life? It's like you're reflecting on, I get more along too, is that you're how do I put this? You're afraid you're going to lose what you love and what you have, and you constantly watch it to make sure that it's secure, to see if there's changes in the way that you're looking for the body language, you're looking for all these different things, and I feel these insecurities. Says, yes, I'm very fond of him, and it's pleasurable with him. Absolutely, it's pleasurable. It's something that you're doing, and you're enjoying yourself, of course. But, I get the insecurity thing was really high in the dream, and I feel as though you have the insecurities in the waking state, but when you go into your dream state, you're watching to watch his body language. You're not actually watching the act of love. You're watching to see if he's enjoying it or if you're enjoying it. I feel insecurity on both parts, where you're reflecting on yourself, is this real? And reflecting on him, is he going to stay? So those are some of the things I picked up with your dream, because it came across very interesting. Very, very interesting.
That's really a good point. Because, the way, and that's absolutely, spot on. The way I look at it, as I mentioned, it's a desire.
That is insecurity when it comes to our relationship.
Okay. So it's that desire for that closeness. And then I guess I would say that insecurity. I'm phrasing it as a desire to have more of a closeness.
Nice. Holly, did you want to chime in and give some insight?
I wrote desire of deeper connection. Wanting to realize that this is that, like both Marin and Journey said, this is about a desire for a deeper connection, and a more permanent situation, which you, I think, in some ways right now are looking at from afar, and may or may not think that this is attainable. So again, with the insecurity, and but I think it's attainable. So that's what I'm going to say.
Don't be a worrywart. It's basically what we're saying. Enjoy what you have in the moment. Live in the moment. Because if you're so worried about you're going to lose them tomorrow, you're not going to enjoy what you have today. It's very important.
And it's also going to keep you from that deeper connection, because you're holding yourself back, waiting for the hurt to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're having so much fun, you guys. I love it. We got a lot more dreams to get to. So if you guys have a dream and you guys are watching right now and like to tell us about your dream so we can take a look at it and give you a little insight as to what it means, go ahead and put it in the comments section. If you're on Facebook, like the group that you're in. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified every time we are on the air. We are here 5 nights a week. This Friday, we usually have a show with Gifts of Faith. She's in the process of a very big move from state to state, so she will be rejoining us back in the beginning of January. She will be here for Saturday's show, where we'll be doing some giveaways and having a lot of us join. Marin, I'm not sure if you're available for Saturday at 5 p.m., but it was something I was going to ask you about, to see if you'd like to join us for a few hours or for as much time as you could spare with us.
Yeah, Marin.
So let's put you on the spot. I figured that'd be the best way to do it, so you wouldn't say no.
Oh,
I'll have to look at my busy quarantine schedule.
Okay, well, you do that. Let us know. But we would love to have you along with the rest of the psychics here, so you guys can talk about your dreams. You can talk about your loved ones. You can talk about, we are going to have so much fun. And let me tell you something. When there's that much psychic power together,
Wow.
mediumship is not hard at all, and it comes flying in. So this show doesn't typically do a lot of mediumship.
no, it
But
doesn't.
I'm going to say when that happens, it happens, and it happens, and they tap. It's like you ever see anybody play Duck, Duck, Goose? This is pretty much what the spirits start doing. They're like, tag you're it, tag you're it, tag you're it, Goose. So, I mean, it's really fun. And like I said, we're going to be doing some giveaways. We got some smartwatches we'll be giving away. We'll be giving away free minutes on the website. We'll be talking about the new website that launches on January 2nd. Still same name, just a new platform with a better phone system and a new chat feature, plus star ratings and all the wonderful things. So you guys can leave amazing feedback for your psychics. So they would definitely appreciate that. There will be, and this will only be for the first month of the new launch, so the month of January, there will be a 5-minute free bonus to get signed up and get 5 free minutes. But once January ends and we go into the month of February, it will drop back down to a 3-minute project. So better sign up in January. And you can sign up. You can sign up prior to that on the website on Saturday, and we will walk you through it, and we will give you minutes that day. So when you go to get on for the second time in January, you still will receive those 5 free minutes as a thank you for joining My Psychic Connection and talking with our psychics there. And Marin, we're going to have a special place for you on the site so she can do dream interpretation, because sometimes people don't want to open up and talk about their dreams personally like this. Right. In an open group. They would love to talk to somebody one-on-one. And the best thing about it is that when Marin asks you about a little bit more detail, we have to wait for you to respond. This way, it's automatic and it flows really well. It's a great flow.
And we're having video chat too, right?
Yes, video chat will be on there. So we'll have video chat, email. I am working on a texting system. So if somebody wants to send out like a message really fast, they can text everybody and say, hey, I'm online, or, I'm going to be here for a certain amount of time, or someone's like, hey, you're going to be on at such and such time. They will be able to text you back. And now that's not for you to abuse it. That's just for you to maybe send a message like, hey, I'm going to be on. I need to talk to you, something to that nature. So, but the psychics will be able to turn on and off those messages. So if they do not receive them right away, it will let you know. It says that it's on hold. That way you guys know when the psychic turns on that feature, the messages will go through after that. Okay? So it's a lot of cool stuff coming your way. We're going to take a 30-second break so we can play an ad for our sponsor. And we are back. Our sponsor today is My Psychic Connection and My Press Marketing. Go to My Press Marketing for your marketing needs and My Psychic Connection for your psychic needs in dream interpretation. All right.
That was cute.
Got to plug that in. Got to plug it in.
Yeah.
You guys, we will be having some ads and things like that. We have been working really hard at My Psychic Connection, and don't be surprised when you start seeing us on TV As you know, we always see the other sites. Well, my Psychic Connections finally get into the limelight as much as they are, and you should be seeing us commercials aired on Lifetime television. So I can't wait. And then
I'm scared to death, but that's okay.
She'll be fine. She'll be fine. I'll burn some sage for you, about the size of a cypress tree, but you'll be fine.
Oh!
It'll calm your nerves. Hey, I have to. I'm going to have to do smoke signals over here with blankets to get into your house. Because I'm all the way over here, and you're all the way over there. Oh, look at the feather.
And Marin's in California, and Marin's on the other end of the country.
I love it. I love it, though. I love it because, we talk to psychics from all over the place. Nobody is. Oh, yes. I love it. And mine's out front. I was burning sage earlier. The puppies that we have are leaving, so I was doing little blessings for them, and they're going to get the little baths and their little oil treatments because, they got to be silky smooth when they leave and all shiny, make them look good. Plus, it's really good for their coat, and if they like it, it's really good for their bodies, too. Good all the way around. So now I'm scrolling back around so I can get to the next question, because probably everybody is tired of hearing me talk.
Oh, no, never.
Never. I didn't think so. I thought it was just an illusion to myself, but I was just making sure, to make sure that I'm keeping myself on point.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, our next question would really like to know about this reoccurring dream of a guy. I feel like it could be my future partner because this one person presents himself strongly. Other people in a dream. I'm not so prominent. This person is mostly comfortable with me mentally.
Okay, so I'm just making a couple of notes. So what I'm seeing is strength and comfort. And so is this a person in waking life? I'm wondering, is this a person that you know in waking life? Or is it an image of someone that you know? Or is there someone you know that have these qualities?
It's a very good question. Very good question to ask, because I do feel like psychically, I'm feeling like the energy, she's pulling somebody from her waking life into her dream without having the courage in order to talk to them. She says, no, I don't know any such person.
Okay, so I can offer, again, generally various sort of meanings. There may be within our own psyche that we are developing our masculine side. There's the feminine and the masculine. And perhaps the masculine side is representing strength and comfort, especially emotionally. Emotionally or in thinking, in mind. So I'm wondering if it's feeling a development or a comfort and a strength of building of the masculine side that maybe hasn't been as strong as the feminine side in the past. And perhaps the future will bring up even a stronger, more developed masculine side. I'm wondering if that resonates.
I feel like it would. It connected when you said it, so I really feel like it does mean something there, and I do feel like there's a connection. Holly, what are you picking up over there?
I what I was getting was that these are qualities that she is wanting to bring out in herself. So it's qualities that she is capable of in herself, but it may not be something that she realizes. So very much what Marin was saying about, bringing out the more masculine traits of, being the male comforter and things like that, and the strength. So yeah, same thing.
She says, yes, ever since this series has started, my ex tried to get into my life. Such dreams have stopped.
Oh.
And it says, and my dreams relate to my ex used to leave me really scared and weak. That's where the strength comes
That's
from.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I mentioned, each of us have a feminine and a masculine. And when that part is balanced, I think of the tarot card, temperance. There's a little bit of feminine, there's a little bit of masculine, and a hot and cold. And when you bring those together, it's a wonderful balance. And that in itself is strength and comfort. So, perhaps that is the dream, is bringing the medicine to you by saying, this is for the future. This is what's going to happen. This is what's happening. This is what's happening now. Thank you for bringing that forward.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That's where the strength is coming from. She needs something that to bring her that strength so she doesn't feel so weak when an ex like that can drain you to the point of feeling that way, feeling the fear, feeling the weakness. What she was doing in her dream state was bringing strength back to herself. But she was using a man because she sees men as strong. So I feel as though that she was interpreting that strength with a man. But I'm going to tell you something, honey. I came from a family full of women. Full of women. And I was raised by 7 women. My mom has 6 sisters. She's she's one of the 7. And, they are very powerful. So remember that you have strength within yourself, and it doesn't always have to come from such a masculine thing. We've all kind of represented masculine as strong, but feminine energy is very strong in itself. And, there's a whole world of people out there right now. And I get a lot of, feedback on it. It's not always good feedback when I talk about this part, but when in the world of Wicca and witches, the witch is a female, and recently men have been calling themselves witches, which is not what really it is, because it's kind of like witches and warlocks were called man and woman. That's basically what a warlock was. It was a male witch. And then you've got a female that's called the witch. And so she brings in the more feminine energy. She has a different way of using her abilities. Men don't have that. Just like women don't have certain things men have. That's why magic works differently on both sides of the spectrum. But when they come together, it can be beautiful.
Yes.
But we've put labels of warlocks as a really bad character. But you think about it, if you really think about it, warlocks always get a bad name because they think that men cannot control their power. That's not necessarily true, because on the other spectrum, they have women that always have hatred. And that's not true either. Women are not always hateful. And I can tell you this right now, a woman will forgive you faster than a man will.
Well, I think that's an example of being out of balance, when there's a hatred or there's an intense addiction, loving kind of thing. So, that's where I'm kind of talking about the temperance, the balance of it all. And then you get into crone-ship. Which, thank you very much.
Yes.
So that is earned.
Yes, it is.
Holly wanted to say something when you mentioned that, so I'm going to put Holly on the spot.
Oh, thanks.
You are
So
welcome. Look at them brooms.
look at my brooms, y'all. So if you
Exactly.
haven't figured it out, yes, I am Wiccan. Yes, I am pagan. And yes, I am a witch. But Wicca means wise one. Okay. So, and my husband is Wiccan as well. And we have different strengths.
Mm-hmm.
We have different strengths. We have different jobs in our relationship and as far as magic goes. One is not more important than the other. Okay? They are necessary and they are both needed.
Mm-hmm.
There is, lots of Wiccans go the purely female route. Most of them are called Dianic witches, and so they only will deal with female magic and female energy, and that's in my opinion. And I got crucified the last time I was on this show for my opinion, but I'm gonna say it again today. Um, there in our religion, there is a Lord, and stop laughing, Ryan.
I'm
There's
good.
a
I'm good. I
Lord
got this.
and lady, and they are equal and both necessary. We have the masculine and the feminine. Okay, it's kind of like having light and dark. You kind of can't have one without the other. Okay, so it's not about who's stronger or who's better or who's more important. It's about that balance that Marin was talking about. And it can be a fine line at times. But it's necessary. And warlocks are male witches. The reason that people have such a fit about it is because in the dictionary, warlock means a man who walks with the devil. Well, I would imagine that a Christian is the one that wrote that definition. Just saying.
Put that out there.
So,
And she done brought it. She has brought it.
and so now I'll hop off of my broom and we can move on. Thank you.
All right. Good stuff, you guys. So, and I brought that up because of the balance thing and the fact that she was using men as a source of strength. And I get the masculine part, which, makes you feel comfortable with the strength part. But also remember, you're strong too. Females are strong. Remember, they can bring a human being. They can grow a human being inside their bodies. I'd like to see a man do that. And I'm a man, so I know. But I believe in the strength of a woman. I've seen it my whole life. So, and I have, of course, you guys know, I tap into both sides, my feminine and my masculine side. So I feel like I have a different balance, and I'm okay with it. And I don't fight it. So I did fight it when I was younger. I didn't understand. But then when I got to my balance, my gifts really opened up for me when I accepted everything and who I am, what I say. Because remember, your words have power, and, other people's words have power. But remember, sometimes when someone's saying something negative about you, remember the words only have power if you let them. And you know the truth. And that's the most important part. So Don't let anybody get to you. Don't let somebody throw daggers at you with their hatred because they hate themselves. That's not what you need. It's not who you are. And anybody who truly knows you knows the truth.
There you go.
Get an amen.
The Crohn's rule, do they not, Marin?
Yes, they do.
I'm going to have to learn more about this. We're going to have a talk, y'all. I need to know a little bit about this stuff you got going on over here. All right, so let's keep on going, guys. We got a couple more questions here. And Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay, so we got to that dream. It's funny because I'm trying to keep up with everybody's dreams here. All right. It says, what is this one? It says, okay, that one is a psychic question, which we will be able to take on Monday or some of the other days during the week. We would have a show tomorrow, but Faith is in the process of a move, so we are not going to be able to have a class or a show tomorrow, but we will return on Monday. So let's keep on going here. As I'm scrolling. It says, okay, that's another psychic question. This one is from Candy. Candy says, "Hi, my dream is about I saw a person that I'm in love with. He was upstairs and I was sitting at the bench talking to a woman downstairs, and then I looked up and saw him. He kind of hesitated to come down. It seemed like he wanted to ignore me, but he comes down the stairs with sweat on his forehead. I asked him, 'What happened to you?' And he answers, 'This is all because of you.' And I asked him why, and then I wake up."
Okay, may I see that again? I'm sorry to
Okay,
Yeah.
there's more to it. There's one more part of it. So let me put that out there. She said,
okay.
"Sorry, before I wake up, I ask him, why don't you seem want to approach me? I'm your girlfriend." And then he answers, "This is all because of you." And then I wake up. She said, "Sorry, it's a long story." But let's get back to the beginning. Let's
Yeah,
take-
if I may see the beginning. So is this person that you know in waking life? Is it someone that you are currently boyfriend and girlfriend?
All right, good question. Good question. We got some other.
And because I'm wondering what's being benched.
She
Ooh.
was sitting on the bench, and she noticed that bench stood out. That's definitely a good question. So these little small details that we see in the dream that could really make the dream.
And I'm also wondering, why is he upstairs?
Right.
Because when we go downstairs, we go mostly into the emotional essence of our being. And something to the fact that there's sweat involved. Now, was there sweat on his face, or was he wearing sweat pants? So I'm wondering what's working so hard? Why is this so hard that it's causing some sweat? And when we say it's all because of you, is it something, again, from these images are absolutely beautiful. When we say that the masculine side is saying it's all because of you, is the masculine side, working extra hard and there's some blame there, or is there, it's all because of you kind of thing? So is that part going down into the psyche, going down into our emotions, and sweating or working something so hard and blaming? And then I'm wondering what is being benched. So this is kind of what I just got. This is what I just got some hits on.
All right, Candy, are you still with us so we can get a few of those questions answered that we were asking? Please let us know. All right.
We are not. There they are.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So, yes, I know him. She says, he is not my boyfriend. and we haven't been in contact for 2 years.
Okay, so I'm wondering, there's something about there's something about this personality or this kind of energy that is coming back and looking down. And, I'm just wondering what is coming back, and it's all because of you, and it's sweaty. And what is it in waking life that is being benched? I'm wondering if you can add anything, or does that resonate somewhat?
She says the sweat is just in his forehead.
Okay, so now the mind, what we think is sweaty. So again, I would wonder, what is working so hard? What is causing that sweat to look from above and to look down, and wondering why I'm not being called the girlfriend? I'm wondering, what is the disconnect? What is so hard? Does that make sense?
All right, she's typing right now, so she should be answering that in just a second. She said the sweat was on his forehead. That was the last one. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of masculine and feminine tonight. There's kind of that, and isn't there an eclipse coming up? Isn't there?
Yes.
Something of that nature. So the balances are coming.
Well, the other thing is, too, is we've got Saturn and Jupiter, and that was a question I was talking to Holly about earlier, and that I wanted to ask you myself, is that, while we're in a dream state, we have the two biggest planets in our solar system right now going to be at the closest state that they could possibly be at this time.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened since the 1600s. While sleeping and going through your process, does the outside world in that matter affect you in your dream state, or are you separated from it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to refer to a scientific study, and I know that I don't know if there is one. This is just how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel that there's an energy. Another thing that I do love doing is full moon energy, or full moon ceremony, because the draw, the energetic draw of the full moon brings out the emotional, the water in us. Yeah. And so I think this particular cycle has to do with communication, and has to do with air energy, air and arrow air energy. I think it's Sagittarius, or I'm sorry, I'm not really knowledgeable about this, but I have a feeling it has to do with communication. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm noticing tonight especially is the male and female, the balances, the communication kind of stuff.
Well, Candy did reply, and she said, we had a mutual understanding before.
Okay, so it was an understanding. And I'm just wondering, why is this personality, why is this type of energy coming back now? In waking life, was there something that reminded you of a mutual understanding, but it didn't quite feel right? There was something deeper in there that just didn't quite, feel right. Looking from upstairs and looking downstairs, there's sweat across the forehead. Mutual understanding, but there's still a level there. And for me, there's something that just wasn't right. We had a very different status.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for clarifying that, because that does make a little bit more sense. I hope that resonates with you.
Are we going to talk about Jupiter and Saturn some more?
Do you have something that you wanted to offer
Please,
to us?
I'm very willing to listen to knowledge.
Awesome.
So it's really cool. First of all, it's going to be the first time in 800 years that they are going to be this close. And it is also going to be the first time in 800 years that the Christmas star will appear. And it's going to happen on solstice.
Beautiful.
So for those of you who are not familiar with solstice, it is the longest night of the year. And it is a big, big, big deal in pagan cultures and the New Age world. This is going to be a time, in the first time in 800 years, where the veil is actually going to be thinner than it is on Halloween.
Yes.
So it is a time to celebrate your faith and celebrate whatever you believe. This is a time it's a very spiritual time. It's a time of being able to connect with your divine self and the collective unconscious, or God, or whatever you want to call it. It's a wonderful time to meditate. It is also a wonderful time to bring stuff in and get stuff out. Okay? The Christmas star that will be shining on that night will illuminate all your spiritual gifts and your blessings. So it's also a great time for gratitude. It is a big, 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 humongo deal. And but it's a great time, especially since we have had such a
tumultuous.
Yes, good word, Marin. You're just so awesome. Tumultuous year. Marin is just awesome. She's great at dreams, and she's good at finding the word that's stuck in my head and bringing it out. But it's been a tumultuous year, and this is a way for everyone to, for lack of a better term, let their light shine with the shining of that Christmas star, and to allow ourselves to shine again, because we've all been cooped up. We've all had a rough time this year, and we're all just kind of huddled up in blankets and waiting for this mess to be over. But with the light of the Christmas star, it's time for us to let our light shine, as Neil Diamond says in that song that nobody remembers except me from E.T. But it is about that. Stop laughing at me! But it is a big deal, and it is well worth celebrating. It really, really is. It's about bringing the light back to the planet in all of us. And stop laughing.
I can't help it.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
and so the balances. I mean, it's interesting how it especially came up with the dream images tonight. I especially was, also struck by the first dream where they were fishing, into the emotion, into the emotional part of our body. There's a quote that I look at often, and it says, "You're not just what you eat or do or think. You are what you believe." And sometimes, again, the dreams will, because I'm the dream person, excuse me. But sometimes the dreams, okay, thank you. Sometimes the dreams will remind the waking self, by the way, you know, it looks like this. By the way, it feels like this. And then once we can see it, our beliefs, I think, become clearer. And that balance starts to happen.
It's amazing.
So thank you, Holly, for explaining that, because yeah, that really makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah.
That's a big deal. I'm very excited about all that. So
Wonderful.
anyway,
Yeah, for some reason I brought it up. Who knew, you know? Yeah. So
Marin you're just wonderful. It's so much fun working with you, and especially when the three of us work together. It's fabulous.
Handful of kittens. Handful of kittens.
Oh no, but they're too noisy and squirmy.
Maybe they're newborn kittens. They can't even meow yet.
Journey.
What? You stop.
I am feeling the love.
Marin's going to start singing Kumbaya in a minute here.
Stop it. Do we have time for one more, or are we calling it a night?
If you have one more, this is fun. I truly enjoy this.
Absolutely.
Just for one more?
Yes, let's throw one more in there. And this one's coming from Mary Brown. It says, I have dreams that come true within 2 weeks. Not so much now. I don't know why.
So would you say that that's a premonitional dream?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, again, there aren't very many scientific studies on how that happens. In other cultures, that's completely understandable. In this Western culture, we have to have our dreaming brain hooked up to electrodes and all this and that. My belief is we can move forward, and then, we can then experience it in waking life, even though the dream self has moved forward and has experienced it and has brought it back to the waking self. I think a few weeks ago I talked about visiting places and being able to describe them down to the fence, down to the tree, and I've never been there before. And then, dreams like when my father was starting to pass, I had 2 weeks to get ready for something. And he did pass away 2 weeks later. So, I can't really explain it scientifically or on a piece of paper, but the dream self can go forward. We can astral project, we can travel, we can visit other people in dreams. And, someone will wake up and say, I had a dream about you last night. Well, actually, I had a dream about you and we were doing this. Now, how can you explain that? So, for me, in the dream state, our dream selves are kind of going out there. And if you allow it, if you remain open-minded, you're going to get back some information. And that's how we can deal with things in waking life. So I don't know why either, but it's truly beautiful when it happens.
What was that?
Oh, I don't know. What was that?
It was a technical issue.
Okay.
Taken care
In other
of.
words, it was Journey's fault.
Oh, of course it was my fault. Why wouldn't it be anybody else's fault but mine?
The other thing to look at is 2 weeks. So is that 14 days? There are some spiritual things that happen on the 7th day. And so, there's 7 times 7 or 7 times 2, so the 7th and the 7th. In some cultures, the number 7 is the journey to nirvana, is the journey, is that kind of, what's that called when you're in between worlds?
Earth.
Limbo?
Is it called limbo?
Limbo, yes.
Limbo.
And so in some cultures, it takes 7, steps of 7 to get there. I'm just throwing that out there. That's kind of what the 2 weeks are reminding me of.
It
So
also
it's a gift. Wonderful gift.
it also is 7 times 2 is 14. And then 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 represents the combination of the 4 elements and spirit. So
Wonderful.
that's also something to think about. Mary, I am thinking that there are a couple things going on. That's why you're not having the dreams. Number one, you're really tired, sweet pea, and kind of stressed. But your gifts are starting to, this is from a psychic point of view now, okay? But your gifts are starting to shift into your waking life. And they're wanting to manifest themselves in your conscious life and not so much in your subconscious life anymore. So it's a transitional period for you. Be aware of, you're going to start seeing things that, or noticing things that you didn't notice before. And it's going to be an exciting time for you. But that is the 2 reasons why you're not having your those dreams as often as you used to. Because number 1, you're tired. Number 2, your spiritual gifts are transitional. And that's me.
Spot on.
So the other thing too is the premonitions of the dream that you're having or were having. I wanted to add that the other part, yes, you may be tired, but what has happened with the dream state where you've stopped dreaming about it to see it happen within 14 days is that you're doing it now in your waking light, and because of the exhaustion, that part of you is turned on to help provide you with the energy that you need in order to get through your days here recently. So the reason the dreams have stopped is because like Holly said, you're exhausted. So the dreams have stopped, but the energy in which you used in those dreams to get your premonition, you are now using in your waking life. So the dreams have stopped, but when your dreams come back, which they will, when you dream like that, your psychic gift kicks in, and if you are avoiding it during your waking light because things are so busy or there's so much chatter, this usually happens in the beginning stages of your awakening. You start to dream the things that are going to happen before they happen because your mind is at a calmer state and you can process what's about to happen. So it happens in the dream state so you can get the information. But like a muscle, if it continues to keep happening, as you were saying, you were continuing these dreams and then 14 days later, the things were happening. Well, you're strengthening that muscle so much, it's no longer in your dream state. Not saying that it won't come back, because I do feel like it will. But you're using it and flexing it more in your waking light, so you're not having to use it so much in your dream state, and that your dream state can actually process the things that are going on in your life. And some of these dreams are the ones that you can't remember. Mm-hmm. So we dream every night. We're not always aware that we do, but we process our thoughts. You ever notice that somebody gets delirious and they act a certain way when you're up for 24, 48 hours? You haven't had a chance to process all the information you've taken in through the entire day of your life in order to, figure things out for yourself. So sleep is very important. Dreaming is extremely important. I can't stress how much dreaming helps people. And I learned this when I was going through therapy courses, how good dreaming is for your psyche. So, it's very important. But like I said, we don't always remember our dreams, but we do dream, and we dream constantly. And even during the day, that's why they call it daydreaming, because your mind does wander in a different direction and you process things differently. It's not a bad thing. Don't worry about daydreaming. It's good, but just don't do it while you're driving. That can be scary. But yeah, definitely feel like dreams are very important. And I feel like your psyche has got your psychic abilities are gotten so strong that you are using them in your waking light, and they're not so much appearing in your dream state, but that's not gone. That will return. But right now you're flexing that muscle so much because you're exhausted and you're taking on too much energy.
Yeah.
That was my take on it. Oh man, it's coming to the close. I hate to see us close out. And take some more questions next Thursday about dreams. Now, guys, remember to write down your dreams. If you have a question about certain things, bring it to us. Let us know. We'd love to investigate what it is that you are missing or not understanding, so we can give you that balance, because, understanding your dreams is so important.
It really is.
And that's why we have Marin to help us with that and give you that guidance that you need, because the information she brings to you is like gold. It's like little gold dust.
I'm very
sprinkling it everywhere for you guys, and I love it.
Thank you.
We're going to start calling you the Dream Fairy.
Yes. I'm going to have to add that to her name. But yeah, definitely, she brings you guys the information in which you need. And remember, when you're asking a question with us, try to give us the most details that you possibly can, so we get a better understanding. I know some of these messages can be really long. That's okay. We want to know the details in order to be able to give you the information in which you seek. And Marin is really good at spotting the details. As you guys heard before when she was talking, the one thing that stuck out was that bench. Now, if you were listening to it regular, you're like, oh, it's just a bench. But she's seen exactly what needed to be saw, and was able to bring that information to you. So it's the little details that you say it, but you don't think nothing of it, but it's actually a major part of what you need to know.
And I'd just like to ask questions too.
Oh, yes. That's always
asking questions is bringing the dream forward. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I deeply appreciate this. Thank you so much.
This is amazing. I love doing this show with you guys on Thursdays. I'm always like, all right, what's next? What's going to happen now? Dreamland. I really love it. Like I said, I have very interesting dreams, and it always brings me to somebody who has the ability to, I feel as though they feel like they're an underdog, but they really outshine those around them. And that's why I always come to them, and I always tell them, hey, you're stronger than you think. You're more powerful than you know. And I bring it forward because I love those types of people. Holly was one of those people that I found hiding by a side of a tree going, I can't do this. I'm like, yes, you can. And she's like, okay. Then she got on. She's like, I don't know how to use any of these buttons.
And then I got yelled at a lot.
Yes, because she doesn't listen.
I do listen. Okay.
Really? How many conversations to say, hey, Holly, turn on your microphone. We cannot hear you. Talking away. Giving out good information, and you can't hear her.
I just, Marin, you want to jump in here?
I'm feeling the love. That's
like,
what I'm.
Marin, you've known me for 20 years. This is what you're going to do right now. Really?
Yes. I feel it. I think she's giving you love too.
Oh, okay.
But no one hates you for it, Holly. We love you for it. It makes for good conversation and great laughs.
It's part of who I am.
It's okay. We love you anyway.
Okay.
All right, guys, this has been such a pleasure. Remember to check out My Psychic Connection and look forward to the new site update coming on January 2nd. We're going to try to launch it, I would say, anywhere between midnight and 2 a.m. So that new stuff will be going live where you can chat with us, video chat with us, talk with us on the phone, have a great time, be able to talk about the things that you can't talk about here. We will have a page for Marin for dream interpretation if you'd like to talk to her and get the chance to explain your dreams so she can help you with the answers in which they're in there for you that you're not paying attention to. And everybody has them. Sometimes we miss them. It's a puzzle, but we'll put it together for you to the best of our abilities. Well, Holly, Marin, it's been a pleasure. I'm so happy you guys came tonight. And again, we'll see you next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Wonderful.
And yes, it's going to be a great time. I'm not sure what time it is over there, Central, or not Central, but Pacific time.
Pacific.
So it's 8:20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's when we do it over there. So you guys enjoy. We love you. Have a great night. Catch us back on Monday where you'll be here with me, Journey Ryan, doing some psychic readings and getting down to the bottom of things. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Thursday. And Holly, I'll see you on Tuesday. Or, when we have a call
Saturday.
On. Well, yeah, that's
tomorrow.
Don't forget about that Saturday show.
Yes.
And
Saturday.
well, we talk all the time. All right,
Yes,
we're getting off
at least
the air.
once a day.
So we love your face. We love your face, and I'll talk to you in just a little bit.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thank you guys so much for joining us here at My Psychic Connection. Tune in on Monday when we'll be back with psychic readings with myself, Journey Ryan. And until then, this is Journey Ryan signing off. Have a beautiful night. We'll see you on Monday.